morning either in a comfortable seat on your heels or cross-legged. And we're going to use some oils. I've got the blend of peppermint and what we call citrus bliss. So it's a blend of citrus oils with a little bit of vanilla. It's quite delicious. We'll use that for our breath work and then work with the class. So if you'd like the oils, palms facing up. If not, palms facing down. And then closing down your eyes or softening your gaze towards the floor. Starting off with a nice full inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. One more like this. In through the nose. Exhale, sigh, get out the mouth. If you're not using the oils this morning, just keeping the palms down and focusing on the breath. Otherwise, once you're sinking them into the palm, rub them together, a little wave around the face to enjoy the aroma. Drawing both hands up towards the face. Taking a nice full inhale through the nose, filling up. So you're filling up right to the belly, expanding. And then hands come down, shoulders roll back. Exhaling out through the nose. Again, like this, float the hands up. Shoulders roll back and down. And exhale, easing the breath out. Two more like this. Inhale. Hold at the top, maybe a little longer. And feel this lifting, so an internal lift of your belly button towards your spine. The shoulders heavy. And then controlling the exhalation as you release it out through your nose slowly. Start to find this Ujjayi control here. One more. Inhale. Hold it in. Find the restriction. Either through your chest, your sternum. And then exhale. Beautiful. Rubbing the hands. We're going to make our little breath kite here for a moment. So cup the right hand together. Tap 3 times to the left hand. Both hands come together. Inhale through the mouth. And again, hold at the top, shoulders down. So you find that steadiness through the center. Now you feel the minty freshness inside. And then again, exhale out through your nose. 2 more like this, breathing in. Filling up, shoulders back. Soft through your eyes, no force at the top. And then easing it out through your nose. Final round here, inhale. Pause, shoulders back. Exhale. Rubbing the hands together and then taking your excess oil either to the tops of the feet, maybe the lower back, or even the back of the neck, wherever it feels good. It can be nice, the citrus is really uplifting, brings focus, and the peppermint also kind of lifts up. It can be quite cooling and soothing on any tightness and tension. And once you've done that, making your way over onto your back. As you come into a reclined position, just draw the knees in towards the chest. And start a slight rocking from side to side as you're rolling out through the knees, the hips. Rolling out the ankles and spreading your toes. Starting to explore the movement, maybe noticing areas of tightness or tension again, which can be through the lower back, through the hips. At the same time, as you roll out the feet, releasing into these little cracks and creaks from there. And then drop the knees wide, bring your feet up, find a happy baby pose. So catching the inside or the outside edge of your feet, draw the knees down, You may like stillness, just to really let the knees sink. Use the weight of your hands to pull down, or a rock from side to side. In this morning's practice, we are focusing on hamstrings this week. We're looking at a little bit of hamstring lengthening and strengthening. And if you can, try and bend the left knee here so you draw your heel in, and have a go with how much extension or how straight you can get your right leg as you reach it out to the side. Draw that heel in. You might lean out to the right side as well, that's fine. Or fall out. And then changing over, bend your right knee, extending your left leg out. It doesn't come all the way to straight, don't force it. Now you're looking for that leg, especially at the beginning of the class. And release, come back through center, release your feet, bring them to the floor. Take your right ankle to your left knee. Press the right knee away, flex your foot, then lift for your number 4 stretch. So interlace the fingers across the front of the shin, or maybe the hamstring. Draw in here, find this activation and opening through your hip. And then your option this morning to extend the left leg straight as well. So you may still be holding behind the thigh here, or if you can, you come above, take hold of the calf and then drawing in. But noticing you want to try and keep your lower back sticking to the floor. You're lengthening from the tailbone, reaching up through that top heel if you're going there, and still pressing the right knee away so you get this nice opening to the side of the hips. Take one more breath. And exhale, release. Place both feet down. If you come back through center, and then left ankle to right knee, pressing it away, lifting up, number 4, interlace the fingers, squeezing in, pressing up through that foot, shoulders rolling back and down. And each time you find a shape or pose, bringing your awareness solely back to your breath. Watch that rise and the fall it creates in the body. And then either staying here or extending your right leg long this time, take it a little deeper into the hamstring. Interlace where you can. Again, where your shoulders are drawing down, the tailbone's extending, and you can press that left knee away so you get the double whammy of the hips and the hamstrings. Release that leg. Bring both feet down once again. Take a moment to sit through center. Palms beside you, and if you need any support, you're going to bring your hands underneath your buttocks, okay, to give you a little extra support for the lower back to come to the floor. Otherwise, palms alongside the hips, lift your legs up to your version of 90 degrees. And then as much as you can, squeeze the legs together. What can be really nice here is either flexing the feet or pointing the feet but flexing the toes. Doing this fluent, quite active. And then try and draw both legs in as close as you can without grabbing hold of them. Just squeezing them in, squeezing them in. Hold the left leg in as close as you can. Start to extend your right leg down towards the floor. And slowly bringing it down. Just go to a point that you can maintain the connection with your lower back to the mat. Pressing up through your right toes. Hover here, draw your belly in. And then inhale slowly with control. Bring your right leg back up to meet your left. And then lowering your left leg down once you get to the top. It feels as the legs are moving that you're scissoring in, right? So the inner thighs start to engage. Inhale, bringing it back up. And now we're going to switch change at the same time. So right leg starts to come down. Just bring those hands under to support. And as the right leg's lifting up this time, the left leg starts to move. So both legs moving at the same time, switch change. Switch change. It'll be a little more challenging if you keep drawing in as close as you can, pressing the back down, and if you want to add more, we're going to lift the upper body, extend through your arms, and holding here. Now if this gets too much on the neck, you can interlace the fingers to support and keep your gaze up. If you want a little more, you can reach the arms up overhead. But keep the activity through your legs here the whole time. If you want to start to feel this activation, keep both arms up overhead 0, or both arms beside you so they're not moving. Yeah. So for 3, 2, and 1. Legs come all the way up, draw the knees in. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Massage up the lower back. And then hands come under the knees. If you're going to rock and roll up the spine, or you can roll to one side. Otherwise, getting a little momentum. Feet come up, and you may be able to come all the way up, cross the ankles, shoot yourself forward, or send the feet out to the side. Anyway, you get there, coming over. And then tuck your toes underneath. Walk yourself back to you in your nice toe squat here. And to make sure all the toes are really in there. Okay. Interlace your fingers and then reach the arms up. Now start off by kind of lengthening, so you let yourself come into this arch, and then draw forward like you're knitting your front ribs down, lengthening out your lower back, and then try and draw your arms back further. Now pressing up to the palms of the hands, arms stay straight. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Release the arms, extend them up high. Now really reach out through your fingers as much as you can, and feel like you're squeezing a block over your head. Oh, you're trying to actually lengthen your arms a little longer. Reach. And then exhale, the arms come down. If your block's close by, just grab one, otherwise you need to come out. Take hold of a block. Stay in your toe squat. This time we're going to do it with the block. Reach up. Draw your arms back once again, front ribs forward. Now squeeze the block as much as you can and reach up through your hands. Sink into those toes. Keep breathing and straighten those arms here. Reach up. Yes. Squeeze the block a little more. For 3, 2, 1, and release. That's good. A nice one, eh? Hands come forward, tabletop, and shake the feet out. So you kick them on the ground. Get a little warmth and heat to the upper body. Beautiful, then turn your fingers, so you're in your tabletop, so your fingers turn towards the knees, stretching into the forearms. Cat cow here, belly drops. Arch the spine, lift the chest, lengthen the collarbones. Exhale, curl and round, press the floor away, really dome into the upper back. Inhale, belly drops, arch, lift the chest. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back through neutral spine. Turn your hands the opposite way. Take a moment just to rock forward and back. Keep the belly drawing in. So again, just warming up, and make sure you're pressing down through the index knuckle of your hand. So the knuckles aren't lifting up. So the middle finger ones are, but you're pressing down through the pads and the base of the hand. More forward, back, and then setting your hands up for our down dog. Spread them wide, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. And as you arrive in your down dog, start to pedal the feet out, bending your right and your left knee, sinking into the heels. Checking in with your breath and consciously thinking about pressing your chest back towards your shins. So opening up through the chest and then pressing down through your hands. Feel the squeezing, and like the thumbs are squeezing toward each other to activate the upper body a little more. So everyone's reaching tall. And as you find that space in the hamstrings, walking yourself back to stillness. Pausing here. And then rising onto your toes, ripple forward, come into high plank position. Pausing in your high plank, keep your neck long, round and dome through the upper back, and energize your legs. So use this high plank to really press the hamstrings up towards the ceiling. Start to feel them activate, your glutes activate. You can always lift the hips a little higher if you feel like you're dropping through the lower back. Nice, and then exhale, downward facing dog. One more like this. Inhale, rise, ripple forward, high plank position. Now push the floor away with your hands first, round and dome, a little more length. Push the floor away with your hands, like you're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart. Activate those legs a little more, one more breath. And then exhale, downward facing dog. I'm going to take this action, which is like going for a walk with your down dog, but giant steps. They're not moving anywhere. So feet come together. Press through your hands. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Now flexing your right foot, activate the leg as much as you can. And then just slowly lower it down, back to the left. Inhale, left leg rises. Squaring the hips the whole time. And lower down. Keep the feet flexed, and then keep moving, changing back to the right and left. You're going as high as you can without throwing the hips out. And the more challenging it becomes, the more active you keep your legs. So try not to bend the knees as you lift up, but lift straight, lower straight. Like, oh, the hamstrings, the quads, everything starts to engage around the hips and the stabilizers. Take 2 more to each side. You'll end on your left and then come back to downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Nice full inhale. Exhale here. Gaze towards your feet as you walk your hands towards the back of the mat. Bend your knees as you get in. Clasp opposite elbows. Drop the head. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Grounding through the 4 corners of the feet. Or the 3 points of the feet here. Weight shifting a little more into the ball of the feet. And then maybe you take nice rocks out of the head to release the neck, any tension. The arms are heavy, the sit bones reaching tall. And avoid having the buttocks back too far, and that's as the weight comes forward into the ball of the feet. Let's take it out a little bit more. And then releasing your hands. Bring hands to shins, halfway lift. Bend the knees, plant your hands, walk back. Downward dog. Yeah, this time. You can keep feet a hip distance apart. And then you're going to feel like you're lifting and drawing your right hip into or your right leg in towards the hip socket. And you just lift and float your right foot off the ground. Right? Then take that with a nice straight leg, extend all the way up and back like we just did. Then rise up onto your left toes as much as you can. Push through the floor. If you haven't seen this before, you can watch what I'm doing, but you're going to start to draw this right leg through as much as you can without touching the ground and without bending your knee. So you may be able to bring it all the way forward and tap the wrist, and then inhale up and back. But the wrist is pretty far away, right? If that's not happening, don't beat yourself up, just go as far as you can. The focus is more on having a nice straight leg. So you're going to take 3 of these on the right side, shifting forward. Nice. And extending it back. And the key is how you round and dome into the upper back and push the floor away to find that space to move into. After your 3rd one, extend the right leg all the way up to 3-legged down dog. And then place that down and just change it aside. If you want to rechange, it's fine. And then left leg rises. Okay, so you want that action mark. Can be really helpful is finding at the bottom. So you pull the leg into the hip socket, so you're shortening your leg. Reach it up, rise onto those right toes, and then start to come forward and look for the space. Nice straight leg. Inhale up and back. So the hamstring and the quad should engage as well. Finding 3 once again, then we'll meet downward facing dog. Beautiful. From your down dog, rise onto the toes. Look forward. Now, if you'd like to, you can bring your feet together. Take a little bend and you're going to hop towards the top of the mat. Otherwise, just step or walk as usual. You can bend your knees, look forward, try and squeeze the legs together, and a little light hop to the top of your mat. Then exhale, fold over the legs. Micro bend as you inhale to rise. Curl into the spine, reach up. Gaze as last to lift and extend. Hands through heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to your shins, halfway lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or hop back through your vinyasa. So coming into your high plank, shifting through either knees down or forward chaturanga. Inhale, either thighs to the ground for your cobra, or coming up into upward facing dog. And then exhale, rolling up and back, downward facing dog. So modifying throughout your vinyasas. Okay, if you need to bring the knees down or if you want to miss them out, just leave them down dog. Totally fine. Then rise onto the toes, gaze forward. Again, you can walk, step, or maybe bring the feet together. Bend your knees, find a little hop. And aim as light as you can. Nice work. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Reach up, lift and lengthen out of your back. Hands through heart center. Stay with your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Bend your knees, plant your hands, move through your vinyasa. So hop or step back, find your high plank. And then elbows really squeezing in a little more. Like just hug into the side body. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders back. And exhale, lifting from your power, lifting from your core, downward facing dog. Rise on the toes, gaze forward. Step or hop, front of the mat. Exhale, fold over your legs at the top. Inhale, root down to rise, ground. Sweep up, palms together, lift. Hands through heart center. Toes come together, take hold of one of your blocks. It's an option, quite fun here. Yeah. We're going to squeeze the block, we're going to find our Utkatasana, so sending the buttocks back, sit down. Then reaching the block out in front. And option one is just to stay here, right? Trying to plug the shoulder blades back, squeeze your legs. If you want to take it further, extend the arms all the way up like we did to start with. And find that nice, strong Utkatasana. Now really squeeze and reach through your fingers. Trying to go out of your arms. Send your weight back into your heels. Notice how the breath then starts to intensify. Feet closer together, man. Yeah, the knees are coming in. That's it. One more breath. And then as you exhale, fold with your block, draw it down through center, release it out to the side and fold. Hands to your shins, half lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or fold it back through your vinyasa. From your high plank, if you're coming through chaturanga, really shift forward, elbows in and lower. So you're squeezing into the side. Then plant those feet, send the chest through. It's coming out in front, shoulders back. Press into the hands and then lift through your hips, rolling over the toes for downward facing dog. Okay, those little movements we did before. So inhale, your right leg rises. Square the hips, keep that leg active. We're going to try and tap the wrist once again. So as you rise up onto your left toes, bring it forward as close as you can. Maybe a little tap. Inhale, up and back, drop your heel. Bend your knee and open for scorpion dog this time. Just stacking those hips, opening out. Then re-lengthen your right leg. Gaze forward, step your right foot in between the hands. Rise up onto the fingertips. Let your back heel come down. Find heel to heel alignment. Inhale, arms reach up. Take warrior one. Sink into your front knee, keep extending up through your fingers. And then really press into the blade edge of that back foot. Ooh. Now similar to when you had the block. Imagine you're squeezing the block. So in your hands. Extending up. And then exhale, plant the hands down. Your vinyasa here. So either three-legged with one leg up, moving down through your chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing, or anything else you're working with, or you're welcome to come straight into downward facing dog or child's pose. Your down dog, just check in how you sit up with your hands. Really spread those hands wide and press down so you're not creating little tents. It's going to put a lot of strain to the wrists and the elbows. And then inhale, left leg rises. Square the hips once again. Now activate that left leg. Rise onto your right toes. Press down through the floor so you're rounding and doming and thinking about bringing that foot forward as close as you can in the direction of the wrist, right? Under the body, yeah. And it is as challenging as it feels. Then inhale, reach it up. Stack those hips, open for your scorpion dog. Pressing the floor away. Press down to those hands now. And then inhale, extend the leg up. Gazing forward, warrior one once again. come over to the fingertips, look at your back heel, drop it down. Nice bend in this front knee, reach the arms. As if you were holding onto your block, so you're squeezing over the arms, same activation, lift from behind the shoulder blades, sink into your front knee a little more. And then ground through that back foot. It's so important, it feels so good, it's like a nice little ankle release. Big inhale as you try and extend and grow through your arms. And if you play with pressing down through that left heel and pulling it underneath you, start to feel the hamstring fire up. You may not want that. Exhale, plant the hands down and move through your vinyasa. Again, if you're working with three-legged, you can just bring that leg up, start with finding a nice strong chaturanga. So as you're moving in towards kick switches and chin stand, you really want to be able to be here with a lot of stability before coming up or working on any further variations. Yes, full deep breath. Rising onto your toes. Look forward, step or hop, bring those feet together if you like that. Variation, come to the top of the mat. Feet come together here, exhale, fold. And then bend your knees, pick up your block, bring it out in front, and then lift back for your Itasca and chair pose. Send the weight back into the heels, really reach up through your arms, and squeeze the block. Feel that beautiful activation. Bonus for hamstring week, a little bit of arms. Weight to the heels. And then as you exhale, draw the block back through center, slowly fold forward, release it to the side. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Bend your knees, plant your hands, move through your vinyasa. Step or hop, you can either land in your high plank or straight in your chaturanga. If you're hopping, you want soft elbows to land. But keep them squeezing into the side body. So when you're in chaturanga, it's elbow over wrist. You've got this nice platform, the heart, hands are relatively far back. Beautiful, same setup. Inhale, right leg rises. Flexing that foot, square your hips, rise onto the left toes. Think about how much height you can find. Might start getting a little easier. And then sweep that foot through. And remember, you might just come a foot distance, just wherever you can maintain and actually hold the integrity. Inhale up and back, scorpion dog, stack the hips. If you like, I feel amazing, I'd like to go further. You're going to roll to the outside edge of that left foot, let the toes start to come over, like you're moving in slow motion, and then press the hips, open this top arm up and come into wild thing. So you exhale, make your way back over, reach the right leg tall. Gazing forward, step your right foot in between the hands. However you need to get it there. Come onto the fingertips, stay on your back toes this time. Lengthen forward, really energize the back leg. Hugging in, inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Pressing out through that back foot, draw your belly in. And then exhale, refold, fingertips to the ground. Now you may stay on fingertips, or if your hamstrings are a little tighter, the blocks are going to be a nice idea here. Bringing them in. And you may also like to step your back foot in slightly, but we're going to stay on the back toes here. And then flex your front foot. So this front leg will be straight. Blocks are pretty helpful. It's a harder variation. You can bring them on their higher setting. Now to really square your hips, activate the front leg, lift and lengthen out of your lower back through your chest, and then exhale, start to fold over your front leg. And you're only folding if there's fold there, yeah? You can feel a little bit intense on the heel, just in the way you actually place the foot. But keep drawing the toes, focus more on how it helps to activate your leg. One more nice big inhale. Exhale, lifting yourself halfway. Now using your hands on the blocks, keep active with your legs. See if you can lift your right foot off the ground. So you want to lift and then place it down. Hamstrings and quads. That's it. Now we're going to lift and try and hold it for 3. So lift up, holding for 3, 2, 1, and place it down. Beautiful work. Let that foot place down. Little micro bend. Glide your blocks forward if you're using them. Come onto the fingertips and lift up. Voila. Now you may stay here in supported warrior 3, We're energizing your back leg, little bend, and maybe you reach the arms up and find your warrior three pose. Grounding down through the right heel, squeezing the legs, lengthening through the crown of the head. Noticing your breath even in this more balanced kind of focused posture. Beautiful. Then little bend of your right knee, come all the way up. Try and draw your knee and extend your arms. You might stay here with a bent knee or press that foot out, lift it as high as you can. Lengthening out of your back, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go back with control, fingertips to the blocks. You may want them here. Now bring this left foot down beside your right, but keep it hovering off the ground. So it's that same action, like we're pulling it up into the hip socket. Keep it controlled. Now as you inhale, we're going to take it out to the side. As high as you can, grounding down through that right heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lower. One more, big inhale, lift. Hold it to the side. 3, 2, 1. Nice on the right back there. And then step it all the way back. Fingertips to the floor like you're in your crescent. Wriggle this front foot forward and then just lean forward, so lift your chest. Pausing here for a moment. Exhale, plant the hands and then step back, move it through your vinyasa. Any modifications you would like. Might just be downward facing dog. And take it back. Notice your breath. And bring it back to that nice full belly breathing. As we take it into the other side, so left leg rises. Again, square the hips, flex your left foot. Pressing down with the hands, rise onto the right toes. Draw that leg in as close as you can. Imagine the day, right, that your toes just tap the wrist. And then scorpion dog at the top. So stack and open the hips. And your option is to always just stay here, drawing the heel in towards the buttock. If you feel good, wild thing is there, you roll to the outside edge of the right foot. Slowly the toes come down. Make your way over. It's like half side plank, half back bend or Urdhva. Big lift and breath. And then exhale, tracing it back over. Extend your left leg high. Gaze forward, step that foot in between the hands. Rise onto the fingertips. Stay on your back toes for our crescent lunge. Feel the squeezing in, then inhale to rise. Enjoying the moment in crescent. Lift and lengthen. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Bring your blocks in. Take a little step in to kind of shorten that stance, just make it slightly easier. But actively rise up onto your back toes and then flex that front foot. And if you prefer the wider stance, you're welcome to take it there. But look at squaring your hips more, lengthening out of the lower back, and starting off with that folding forward. Same with drawing the toes back. Try and lift the back heel as well as high as you can. And it'll feel like your hips lift, but you feel this real activation through the inner legs, or the stabilizing around the hips. And so if you're enjoying that sensation, one more breath here. And then inhale for a halfway lift. Now keep everything active. Draw that knee up and see if you can lift the foot off the ground. And then place it back down. Nice work. Now we're going to lift and hold for 3. So rise up to those back toes. Squeeze your inner legs. Lift. Draw your belly in. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful work. Drop the foot down. Slide your blocks in front. Rise up. Set up for your supported warrior 3 first. Find the alignment, pressing out through that back foot. Option to stay here or maybe float your arms. Warrior 3 pose. The more you lift your chest, extend your arms back, you'll activate the back body as well, like you're in locust. You want to find that activation and then extend it out to the hamstring of that right leg. One more breath. Then we're going to power up to standing. So a little bend, scooping from the tailbone, lifting up. Draw the knee and reach your arms overhead. Option, stay here. Lift out of your lower back. or reach the leg in front. For 3, 2, and 1. Sweeping back. Find the control. Bring your fingertips back down onto your blocks. Pressing through the heel. And then lowering this right foot, but make sure it doesn't touch the floor. So it stays off the ground, hands down as much as you can. Suction it into the hip. And then inhale, reach it out to the side. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeezing it in. One more like this. Inhale, out to the side, hold. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back down. Stepping all the way back, bring your fingertips to the floor. Find that crescent lunge, but stay low and sink forward. So you lift your chest. And release for those hip flexors. And then just plant your hands down, step back, and move through your vinyasa. And we meet in downward facing dog. Your option to hold here for 3 breaths, or drop the knees down and hold in your child's pose for 3 breaths. If you'd like to go, I've got one more round of flow, so if you want the moment off the hands, taking it now. Watching, noticing the sensations of the body, how you feel, maybe any changes through the legs. Take a nice full inhale through nose. Exhale, ground and sigh out the mouth. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Bring those fingers once again, lifting back up. Settling the heels. Beautiful. Then inhale, right leg reaches. This time with the bent knee, a little more core activation. So you're going to draw your right knee towards your right elbow. Round forward, curl in, and tap it to the elbow. Then inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee crosses over towards the left elbow. Inhale, up and back. Gaze forward, step your right foot in between the hands. Drop your back heel down, this time warrior 2. Windmill and open it up. Roll the shoulders back and then sitting up with your feet. So have a look, you've got heel to arch, back toes turning in. Sink into your front knee, press that knee away. Reach through the arms, drop the weight slightly into your left hip. And then little reach, turn your palm, we reverse it back. And I think front ribs drawing forward, as you extend that hand down, maybe you turn your gaze down the back leg. Inhale, up and over, side angle pose. Elbow to knee, arm reaches up and alongside the ear. Be mindful of the shoulder trying to extend. If it feels good and there's more space, you can bring your hand down to the inside or maybe the outside edge of that foot and take your side angle a little deeper. But be mindful where your body wants to go. You can always use a block to support your hand here. Lengthening the top arm so you're reaching out. One more breath here. Beautiful. Then inhale, coming all the way up. Straightening your front leg and reverse the triangle. It's like a wide variation of reverse triangle. Beautiful. Arms come over. Now you can keep the distance here if you like, or hands to hips. Little step in, like a short little stance for our triangle. Toes still turning in, no option for the block. Extend, and then like you're being pulled out on these right fingertips. Reach long, draw from this hip, extend, float the hand down. Extend your top arm. So it may come to the block or the floor. Be mindful you're not resting all your weight down. So it can be nice to float the hand and feel the activation of not only your legs, but also the side body and the core. Beautiful. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Now staying with your triangle legs, we're going to lift up halfway. Extend your right arm alongside your ear towards the front of the room, so towards me. Left arm comes overhead and then stretch into the side of your triangle. As you're doing this, make sure you're not collapsing through the side bodies. If you lift up a little higher, doing that, but then try and lift the kneecaps so the legs stay nice and active. Holding here, one more full breath. Beautiful work. Inhale all the way up. Reverse it once again. Drop that left hand, reach your right. And gazing forward, windmill the hands down. Rise on your back toe. So your option for Vinyasa, if you've been working with your little hops, slide that right foot back, lifting up. Now you might just be here, taking tiny hops, okay? Thinking about how quietly you can land, or adding a little bit more, and jumping a little bit higher, okay? But wherever it is, if you're like, I have no interest, you take standing splits or just step back, and we all meet in downward facing dog. One full breath once you get to your down dog. Just one more round of flow here. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, draw that knee, your left knee towards your left elbow. Cinching it forward to down dog like high plank, press the floor away. Inhale, up and back. Left knee across to your right elbow. Cinching it in. Create space, press through the floor. Inhale, up and back. Nice work. Stepping it all the way through for our warrior two. So back heel drops down. Find a nice wide stance. Windmilling the arms up. Drop that back heel, heel to arch. Just weight back slightly. Extend through your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. Nice little reach. Turn your palm. Reverse your warrior. And lengthening through the side body. Keep sinking to the front knee. Side angle pose. So your option is sit up. You can keep the elbow onto the knee. Try and reach this arm alongside the ear and keep this nice deep bend into your front leg. If you want to come out of it, but holding there, press the knee away. And if you went there and you took the next variation with your hand, you can either come to the inside or the outside edge of your foot. Option for a block if you want more support. Breathe. Two more full breaths here. Become aware if you're kind of collapsing into gravity. As you lift up, you're sort of fighting against it. Legs stay strong, side body stay strong. Maintain. Big inhale, reach up. Straighten your front leg. Keep the nice wide stance. Reverse your triangle. Arms come out. Option to stay at this distance or little hop in. Toes turning in once again. Hips squaring towards the windows. Arms reach out and then lengthen. Giving pull from these fingertips. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. As you tip to the side. Sitting up, your hand can come to the floor. Or maybe hovering straight away or onto the shin or a block. Look at yours. I sometimes like to plant the hand down first. Find the alignment and then lift up. Just feels like we keep more of the integrity into the pose. Feel different for everyone. Again, lifting those knees, legs stay active like we've been working with. 3 here, 2, 1. We're going to take our last little core variation. So lift up as much as you need. Extend this left arm alongside the ear, right arm, reach, rotate your top right rib cage towards the ceiling so you're not collapsing forward. Activate those legs so it's not dumping into the lower back as well. One more full breath, looks beautiful. And inhale all the way up. Front ribs forward, reverse once again. And drop the right hand. Exhale, gaze forward, windmill your hands down. Plant your version of Vinyasa, maybe your little hops once again. Or maybe just straight back to your down facing. Full inhale through the nose. Exhale now. Rise on your toes, gazing forward. Step or hop, front of the mat. Exhale to fold, and then inhale, rise. Thumbs together, and hands to heart center. So you're going to take your right foot, step out wide, into a wide-legged stance towards the window. So turning your toes in just slightly to a nice little pigeon toe. Hands to hips, lift and lengthen, and then activate your legs so you're drawing your knees up, pressing down to the feet, start to tip forward. So tipping from your pelvis, come all the way down. As you're there, release your arms. They might stay beside your head. You might be a little higher. You can walk them out to the feet. If that's comfortable, you can walk your arms all the way through. And breathing here. And notice if your weight is sinking into your heels, try and draw it back to the ball of the feet. If you confidently, comfortably practice a tripod kickstand or your inversion, I just really like it, you're welcome to go there. Otherwise, just as you are, still noting that being in this position is actually an inversion. Three full breaths. Continue to reach your buttocks up high. Keep drawing the weight forward, lift and engage your legs. Down, take your time to get back. If you're in your wide-legged forward fold, come onto your fingertips, halfway lift. Look towards your right foot. Walk yourself forward. Sorry, not your right foot, your left foot. It's your front foot. And then every time, every time. Guide the hands down, step into your high plank. And then hold your high plank nice and strong. We're going to take the left hand, bring it slightly forward of the left shoulder, and then rolling into our side plank. So different variations if you need them. Kind of wanting us to you can reach up from here. For variation, you can stack the feet, lift up. If it's too much on your wrist, you can always bring the forearm down. And then if you have any other variations, if you want to float the top leg, you want to grab the big toe, and it's feeling good. Again, activate the legs, the side body, the hips lifting. Take a nice full inhale to reach up. And then exhale, either down dog or through your vinyasa. So just slide down to chaturanga or meeting in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Gazing forward, rising onto the toes. Step or hop, front of your mat. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale to rise. And then lift, hands to heart center. This time, left foot, step back. And on this side, you're going to turn your toes out, heels in, hands to heart center, and then bend your knees, come into your goddess squat. Voila. Sink a little deeper, and we're going to reach the arms up overhead. Now, like you've got your imaginary block for this one, squeeze the block, and then sink a little deeper. So you're trying to bring those thighs parallel to the floor. Strengthening again through the stabilizing of the hips and the hamstrings. Make sure the knees are pressing out. Reach through those arms, holding for 3. And the balance 2. And 1. Beautiful. Hands drop to the knees. Keep the bend here. Sink down, and you're going to drop your right shoulder. Your shoulder up, and just sink like a little twist. Inhale up. Change sides. Drop your left shoulder in towards the center. Twist. Inhale up. Straightening your legs. Turn your toes in. Hands to hips. Lift the chest. Like you're coming forward once again because you are. Fold forward. Plant your hands to take a halfway lift. And then gaze towards your right foot. Walk to the top of the mat. Voila. With ease and grace, step into your high plank. Place that right hand out, forward of your shoulder. It's directly stacked underneath. Sitting up for your version of Vinyasa. Lift it open. You do any variations. If you float the leg, reaching tall. One more breath. And exhale, high plank, your vinyasa. Maybe straight into downward dog. This time, once you get to your down dog, your option will be to drop the knees and come to a seat, or rise up, maybe take a little hop, cross the ankles and come over into a seat. And then bring your legs out wide. You do this pose and you feel like you're rounding in place, either roll the mat, but it's probably easier to bring a blanket in or a cushion, so you get a little bit more height for the pelvis. And then wriggle yourself out, there's more space. Go wider. Now you can use blocks here. It can be really nice to put your arms on if you're kind of halfway down, but it's not 100% necessary. Flexing your feet so you're nice and active, lifting or removing the cushion that's bone out the way, fingertips in front, lift and lengthen. And then that same tilt from your pelvis as you come forward, this is where you might like the blocks just to rest on, here, okay, or just your hands down. And then keep going if you've got more space. And fold like a pancake. If you can pancake down, you might want to grab your feet. I think the variation works. And you're trying to get the belly down to the floor. So you get this kind of pelvic tilt, so the pelvis bone is actually touching the top of the floor, and the belly comes down to the chest, and the chin will come to the floor. Now, as soon as you get that, you're trying to take the legs wider. But this pose looks very different for everyone. So finding your shape, pausing there with acceptance and love. You know? Things do change. Be very gradual and slow, and you hardly know it's happening. Let's take 5 more full breaths here. Lengthening out, keep the legs active. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly coming back up. Taking hold of your knees, draw them in. A little easy, you might. A nice little hug here. That's quite good. Or just bringing the hands behind, open up the chest. And now open screen like this. It helps to release the hips when they're holding, and the legs. And then feet come down in front. Extend your arms as slowly as you can, curling all the way down. Now, if you prefer a supported back bend this morning, you can slide your blocks in for a supported bridge. Otherwise, we're going to take 2 rounds of active back bend. So walk the heels in to a place that feels comfortable for you. You want to have ankles stuck under knees as much as possible. Feet kind of in line with the knees and the hips. Palms pressing down, then tuck the tailbone, inhale, lift up. Press the hips high, feel a squeezing in of the legs. Now if you want the challenge of really feeling your hamstring, putting a block in between the thighs can give you that. I would like that. Feel free to come down to block in. Otherwise, pressing those hips high, lengthening the front line of the body. If there's space, you can interlace your fingers underneath. One more inhale at the top. And then exhale, coming all the way down. Beautiful. At the bottom, take a moment to press your lower back down. You may even like to walk the feet out wide and let the knees knock in. Your option for a second round if you prefer just to stay here, being there or using the block. Otherwise, bridge pose, or if you feel ready, Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel. If you're going for your full wheel, extend your arms overhead, fingers turn in, grounding through the feet. Nice big inhale, like to lift the hips first, pressing through the arms and extend. But wherever you are, hold in there, find a breath. Taking one more full inhale at the top. And then if you're up high, draw chin in towards the chest, otherwise rolling all the way down. In a moment, flexion and introception, press the back into the floor. You may like the feet out wide and knees dropping in. Just notice the breath. Then hugging the knees in towards the chest. Let's have a nice little squeeze, hugging in. Any final movements if you need a happy baby or a spinal twist, taking them now. And otherwise, just making your way out, lengthening on. Feet out wide, arms out wide, palms facing up. Closing down the eyes. So there, just allowing the eyelids, the joint to be heavy. Experiencing your practice. In these moments of reflection or introspection, integration starts to happen. With each exhalation, releasing the weight of your body to the mat, to the earth. Slowly bring the awareness back to your breath, to your body. Finding small movements into your fingers and toes. Gently stretching to the arms, the legs. Making your way over onto whatever side is falling. Pausing for a moment, noticing how you feel. Gently making your way up to a seated position to close our class together. Finding a nice long spine, hands to heart center. Close together on a single breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Thank you all for joining me, sharing this practice. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and namaste. everyone. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, take your time and go well.